doing Tough Mudders.
I'm not fooling the thing.
Possibly. But we don't talk about anything outside of this house. But there's,
I know, it's been messed up.
you know, the beautiful thing about Facebook is it's a treasure trove of information you can get on Jim. Facebook, I think, has created the Gibson law, which provides a maximum amount of pictures you can post at one posting. And I would always come in, especially when he did Tough Mudder or whatever, the videos and pictures or whatever. We play poker, and I was like, Jim, I spent the afternoon looking through the first half of the pictures. I look forward to tomorrow afternoon to be able to finish all the pictures and videos and post them. But in the world of consistency, there's one thing that I have consistently observed about Jim Gibson and his threads he wears.
Tough Mudder.
Dana is a fashionista. All the daughters are fashionistas. Dana apparently has influence on everything Jim wears from the shirt up. But from the bottom, this boy loves khakis like nobody else. I've got, you look through the pictures, khakis.
Hey, that's his favorite pair.
It is.
Hunter, you starting to get influence with khakis? Yep, khakis with the grandkids. Khakis with Kimmy. Khakis with grandkids. Hold on a sec. And then right when you think is like, okay, the legend's gonna end with Jim, right? Oh no. Adam with the khakis. Adam with the khakis. And then it's like, okay, it's got to end with Adam, right? It's got to end with him. Oh no. Last year's Christmas photo, the entire male Gibson-related family is now wearing khakis. So Jim, I expect nothing less.
Khakis go with everything, baby. Go khakis.
So I expect as you head into retirement, go khakis all the way, brother.
More khakis.
More khakis!
I got one more that John Saunders can't be here tonight. Asked me to tell this story. Danny, you'll appreciate this. You guys used to have a piano in your house. Okay? All right? I don't know how long you had it, but I remember seeing it in the house, and it was like held together with duct tape. Okay? And John Saunders had a young daughter that wanted to learn how to play the piano. And we're playing poker over at Mike's. He goes, yeah, I got this piano. It's a great piano. My kids don't play it anymore. I'll sell it to you for like $100. Okay? I don't know what he did. I think Jim went home that night, took the duct tape off it, put duct tape on the inside, put nails on it, Gorilla Glue, whatever he could do to make this stand-up piano look like the best thing ever. So John goes, I'll buy it. He literally gets two guys. The guy had to show up, the two guys to like move it. Paid him a couple $100. The one guy who came to move it looked like 80 years old with his son. It was raining. It was in Jim's basement. These two guys were like, holy freaking good Lord. This thing's heavy. They're slipping. They can't get it out. They finally get it out. They get it to John Saunders' house. He lives over in Cherokee County. He gets it in his house.
No. Hold on a second. Yeah, the old 80-year-old guy and the 16-year-old got it to the edge of my concrete there, and it had casters on it. But there was no pushing it up the mud hill. There's no. They struggled for hours.
Hours, I heard.
The kid quit before it got halfway up.
It got into John Saunders' house. And he paid the guys to move it, and I don't know what he did with Jim. I think Jim gave it to him. Right? You give it to him? Just get it out of the house. But it cost him $200 to get it to his house. The guys dropped it off in the garage, and John's about to move it into the house. And you ever see those, kind of comedy shows where the cars all fall apart and the doors. The whole fucking piano fell to 20 pieces. He paid these moving guys $200 to move this piano, and it's in 20 pieces in his garage. And Jim's like, "Thanks for taking it from me."
And then he had to pay somebody $200 to come haul it off. And to this day, every time I see him, he says his daughter still has this little tear in her eye.
Okay, I've never heard that story, but that's the funniest thing. I did not know about that.
I want to switch back to career. I think it was Wednesday. I was working home office. Jim comes over because he's on his last week. And no. And I asked Jim, I said, if you had to do it all over again, what would you do? Jim said, I would still marry the amazing, great woman in Dana. Give it up.
Hey, that's not roasting.
That's not roasting.
No, not us.
You gotta go farther away from your mouth.
He also said that he would have picked better friends and neighbors.
No, I said if I won the lottery, I would buy better friends.
Okay, this ought to be good. First of all, for those who do not know me, they have not met me, I'm Don Amons, and I met these two young men when they were young men. Long, long time ago. So like the early years of Sundance and Butch Cassidy, we're going to talk about the young years of Jim Gibson before he was the Jim Gibson he is today. And believe me, he was wild then. Now I'm standing here looking at these tables and all these distinguished people, and I feel like I'm talking and pleading my case to the Supreme Court. And then I look at this sign that says 35 years. And I'm thinking the first week he was in my operation, I was thinking he didn't have 35 days left. So, you know, we got the power lifter, the marathon runner, the poker champion. Of course, that's Mike, but I mean, he's Mr. Renaissance. He's the Renaissance man of our era. And I remember Jim did one other thing really well. He was a master manipulator. And you know what? I think he still is.
Tough motto.
So, you know, I came from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania to Jackson, Mississippi, and you know, the people in Jackson was really, really nice, and they kept telling me over and over, we're fixing to do that. And I kept saying to them, I'm like, what does fixing mean? It means politely, we're not going to do it. We're telling you we will, though. So one day I asked Jim, I said, Jim, what's that mean? He said, well, you know what? They're just not going to do it. They're just telling you that they are. So Jim was the kind of person who would always get somebody else to do what he wanted to get done. And so, and we in UPS had organization structure of corporate, region, and the district level processes that took place in UPS. And Jim came to my office one day and said, you know, we got to get this report out to corporate. It's got to be done tomorrow. And I'm like, I'm really kind of new into Jackson. I said, no, I don't think we can get that done. And Jim said, I know we can't get it done. You got to help me with this. I said, okay. I said, you call the region guy up and tell him to call me. And I said, you be in my office. So, you know, the guy calls in, I put him on the speaker box, Jim's in there, and he says to the, I say to the guy, I said, I heard we got to have this report for tomorrow. And the guy said, yeah, you got to have it done for tomorrow. And he said, it's really important. It's going to go to Tony Sensoro, who's in charge of everything in UPS. I said, we're not going to have it done tomorrow. And the guy on the other end of the line was like a long silence. Said, "You got to have it done tomorrow." I said, "Larry, I guess it must have been very important for you, for me to have it done tomorrow." He said, "What do you mean? It's really important." I said, "If it was really important, you wouldn't have told Jim Gibson an hour ago we had to have it done for next week, for next day. Because it's not that goddamn important. You tell the corporate people we ain't gonna do it." And Jim's like, "Oh my God, you're gonna be fired." I said, "No, I'm not." I said, "I'm gonna tell them you said that."
It took me 5 years to recover from that.
So, as most UPSers used to do when we had a tough day or something, we'd go out and have a couple beers or do something, and something exciting. And like as a new guy in town, I didn't know these guys that well, and I didn't know really what I was getting into. And so we went drinking, like most UPSers do in their younger years, and some of them carried on throughout the rest of their life.
Jim Gibson.
And we're out, and I'm driving I think a Dodge GTS. Red Dodge GTS. And there's another guy, Darryl Hill. Is it Darryl Hill? And we're going down the highway, and Gibson says, "I bet you can't catch up with him." I said, "I bet I can." "Oh, come on, let's see it." Kenny McFarland. And so we're going about 100. And I said, "Jim, should I touch him?" He said, "No." I said, "Yeah, we should."
And he did.
And he just swerved a little bit on the road, and unlike Tiger, he kept it going. But Jim Gibson would be a person I would say that is as good as it comes. I really have known Jim a long time. He's a bullshitter. I mean, he'll tell you a story in a minute. I mean, and he goes through every detail of the story. But he's also a great person who I really want to be able to say and can say that he's a friend of mine. And a good friend. So, Jim, 35 days and 35 years, you're still the master manipulator. I don't know how you did it, but you did it. Well, I got one other thing to say real quick. Just listen to people talk and say things about Jim. You need to see a counselor. Really, man. And you, Adam, wow, did you take your father-in-law's pants off of him and put him down naked? You are the man. Really close, man.
It made me feel a lot better about myself.
I tried to slip naked with Brad, but he wasn't having any part of it.
A lot of people said there's consistency in Jim. I can see it now.
Okay, I can add to this because one of the things Jim said to me on a long drive is he had a bunch of employees. He said, "If I'm working hard, one of you fucks aren't working hard enough." So I hear what you're saying now.
Right before the party, Jim and I rolled a giant doobie. It's the only way we could get Dave Gillifan to show up.
Kind of took the edge off. Thanks, thanks, Mike.
No more drug tests.
What am I worried about?
They don't test you when you go to the swimming pool over here, do they?
Jim, you've got more gray hairs than I've got ex-wives.
By one.
I don't know how close that is, but I mean, he's probably going to, continue on.
We opened the gate for Trinity.
Open the gate for Trinity.
She didn't want to come in.
All right. Well, I've got one more. I'm on the line on the fence here.
Mike, don't do it!
Go deep.
Somebody gave him a shot. I don't know whether.
Hey, back there. You're next, Mike. You're next.
Go deep, Mike. Go deep. Go deep.
Don't be afraid.
Georgia.
I once had sex with Jim Gibson.
Hold on.
Hey, Mike, did you pitch or catch?
I remember.
Pitch or catch?
I remember that night. Mike was laying across the ottoman.
And Jim says, all in.
He said never fooled the winning flush.
Jackie here.
All of a sudden, this went south. I'm uncomfortable.
We were in a '69. I look at Jim and says, Jim, you better hurry it up. We're about to start a roast. All right, so now, that joke was actually told by Betty White to William Shatner many, many years ago.
Tamara wants you to finger her.
It's funny, I didn't see Betty White in the theater room, Mike.
That's good.
Media room has had a lot of action. Mike.
Hey, we don't discriminate.
We have definitely gone south. Do we have anybody want to say anything about Jim?
So,
Please lie, honey. Lie.
I don't need this thing. I'm so loud. I've been with this man, gosh, married 35. Hello. I've been with this man since I was 16 years old, and we've had a long ride. And I can't tell you how good of a father, good husband he has been to us. He provided for us, taking care of us. We've had many good adventures.
Brian says that's bullshit.
He has supported these girls. I just wanted them to be smart in school. That was my only desire. I was like, I don't care if they do all the athletics, but Jim was very strong about the athletics. And my poor daughters, they would get them up at 6 in the morning to do their little routine. Poor things.
Poor thing. Let's go feed the horse.
There's something
You're
there.
like, honey, it's 6
They're so
a.m.
abused.
Some push-ups.
They're so abused. Look at them.
You better run, girl. You better run.
Cowbell in your ear. Don't forget the cowbell. Louise, did you hear me all over that chorus? They couldn't hear the coach, but they could hear me. But he has been great. We've had so much fun and so many. Anybody who's been to the beach with us, hey, y'all went this time. Was that a blast or what? We have, I'm telling you what, when we're together, we have so much fun. That's the one thing I can say. We love each other, we love being together, and we make some very good memories together that we'll cherish for a lifetime, that's for sure. But, honey, I love you. Thank you for this life adventure. And
Dana, from day one, made just a regular old house, made it a home to come home to. So I love you, honey.
I love you too.
And it's not Jim. When I met Dana, I learned it's not Jim, it's Jimmy.
Jimmy!
And I learned how competitive not only Jim was, but how competitive Dana was.
Who wants to play ping pong?
Ping pong at the clubhouse.
Kill ya.
Two-time Phil Stone champ.
Champion!
Jim and I played ping pong in the semifinals in the clubhouse, and I learned then that there was no love for me when Jim was involved, or Jimmy was involved, because Dana was like, "Get him, Jim! Kill him! Kill him! Jimmy!" And I was like, "What the hell? I thought this is a friendly dinner."
All right, we're gonna let Jim close this roast out, and then after the roast, we're probably gonna do some karaoke.
Any other comments or anything before? Because I want to make sure I get it all through, so I know how to get my closing comments out here. Anybody else? Here we go. I love Garmin and Ulia. I love Garmin and Ulia.
So, no roasting from me, just kind of a few memories. So it was July of 2006 when Dana and Jim and their 3 beautiful daughters moved next door. And that closeness that Dana was talking about, we could see it within the first 5 minutes when we met that family. And by the way, it wasn't just Jim and Dana and the daughters who came. There was a caravan of people. So we poor Urgers, we moved a month before. It was just the 4 of us, and the corporate relocation dropped our stuff, and we were like in the process of putting the house together. That's not what happened for the Gibsons. There was a wonderful caravan of people, the Stewarts, the Gibsons, all the generation. And after one weekend, their house looked put together, beautiful, curtains up, pictures up, boxes unpacked. And from the very first moment, we knew that closeness of this family comes from many, many generations. So Dana, Jim, Kristen, Kat, Kenny, you've been wonderful neighbors and friends. We treasure your friendship. Jim, congratulations on this wonderful achievement. We all love you.
We love our friends Jim and Tanya. We love them so much. Now I gotta give a story about Jim and Tanya real quick before I close this out.
Hold on a second.
No, this is a great story.
No, you can tell them in a minute.
No. Real quick. Let me get. Hold on. Shut down.
Where's my key?
So we have a very diverse street. I don't know if you, but we have people from all backgrounds. And I just love that about our neighborhood. People from a lot of different areas. And one day Tanya came to us and said, "My parents, Ulia and German, are coming in from Russia, and we're going to have a Russian night at our house." So we're like, "Well, that's great. Well, that'll be fun. We'll get some, learn about Russia and what kind of cooking they do and everything." But then she comes out and she puts pressure on me and Mike. She goes, "Jim, Mike, look, I got to tell you, when we lived in Wisconsin, my dad, German, who was the head of the KGB, by the way, my dad, German, who doesn't speak any English, hated our neighbors in Wisconsin. Hated them. So we want you to come over and enjoy yourself." And me and Mike are like, "Oh my God, we got to win over this KGB guy. We got to win over German. We got to come over there." So we show up and we're ready. We're gonna win German over, right? So he's upstairs. He's somewhere. We can't find German anywhere. And about midway through the night, German, who doesn't speak any English, comes down with a big bottle of Russian vodka. And he looks at me and Mike, and he slams that bottle of vodka down and goes, "Ha!" And me and Mike look at each other, and we go, "Oh, it's game on, German."